homes and palaces.
This is unreal.
How stressed are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Welcome back. We're spending nearly 3 weeks wandering England, starting and ending in London, but exploring unique towns in between. Today we're leaving Bath and heading to the charming villages of the Cotswolds. This last morning in Bath took me on an unexpected adventure. Perhaps I'll back up and explain. It's a gorgeous, cool morning, and I am on a mission to go find Lady Danbury's house. Come with me. So I set out on a solo run by another Bridgerton filming location, Lady Danbury's house, which is really a museum, and to Prior Park, this one right here, to see one of 4 Palladian bridges in the world created in the 18th century. When I came across it in my research, I knew I had to visit, so I left the fam and set out on an early morning quest up a hill, only to realize that this quest was all in vain. So I hiked to the top of a mountain so I could see this park, and it's closed. So you can't just walk on into a park any time of the day. It's 7:30 and it opens at 10. So after a few minutes of whining internally, I laughed it off as a story to tell the family and started back down the hill and realized it was still well worth the hike, even if I didn't get to frolic across a Palladian bridge, especially to see these cute little guys from the sidewalk. Plus, I earned my breakfast, right? All right, so we are at a really cute coffee shop called Mococo. It's across from the Roman baths in this cute little room because it's kind of drizzly outside. And we're having Americanos and pastries.
Well, it's funny because this is like the size of my head.
It really is. It looks so good though. Is it yummy?
It's delicious.
I have a cardamom twist or something. How's yours? Good? Oh, that's a good flake right there. We reluctantly bid Bath adieu during our final breakfast, and it was time to journey on through the Cotswolds villages on a new adventure, driving on a different, I'm not going to say wrong, side of the road. So we just got in our car, said a prayer of safety, and we're gonna do this. So we were upgraded to a Mercedes. Scott, how do you feel about that?
I'm super excited.
And the kids have their car seats back there. You guys ready for this adventure? All right.
I'm not going to ask that any questions.
Yeah, I said no distracting dad today while he's driving. You're so close to the curb. Oh my gosh, that's so weird turning from the left.
Continue for half a mile.
How stressed are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
10. No, 10.
Bye, Beth. Once we ventured into the countryside, the roads were more manageable, although Scott describes driving on the opposite side, especially with roundabouts, unique signage, and narrow roads, as an active experience. He was very much on alert the entire time, as was I. When traveling England, we would not recommend renting a car unless absolutely necessary, which we found to be the best option for us on this specific leg of our trip, as we wanted to explore the different villages on our terms. Plus, it made for an experience we'll never forget. This part of the trip will be spent in the Cotswolds, England's largest quote-unquote area of outstanding natural beauty, one of 46 areas of countryside in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland that has been designated for conservation due to its significant noteworthy landscape. The Cotswolds are 800 miles of rolling hills, market towns, villages, and gardens with the bedrock of Jurassic limestone, providing a unique golden tone stone you see throughout. The Cotswolds are only what I've read in storybooks and seen on film, and unlike anything we have here in the US. First up on our way to the Airbnb, Castle Combe, dubbed the prettiest village in England, a medieval 14th century village that has been the setting for many films and shows like Downton Abbey, War Horse, Dr. Dolittle, and more. Combe means valley, and, go figure, a castle once stood within this town, but is no longer in existence. And part of its charm is that no new houses have been built in this tiny Wiltshire village since the 1600s. Our agenda? Really to walk around and do as the locals do, although these areas have become quite touristy in recent years. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're here. We're at the cutest little pub. What is this place called? The Castle?
The Castle Inn.
The Castle Inn. We're just splitting the beer rata. And the kids have mac and cheese.
Oh, what's that here? Oh.
See how it is. Ooh, your toast looks good too.
Very hot.
Very hot. Give it a blow.
Mmm.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah. Now, on to the next village before our home for the next few nights. One tip for those driving in England for the first time: do your research. Scott did so, and we thought we were properly prepared, but we found ourselves Googling many road signs. That one back there said air tattoo. There was one that said queues possible, with a picture of a bunch of cars.
Way in, way out.
Oh yeah, way in, way out. Now, the final pop-in of our journey north, Bibury. Now, this one has also been described as the most beautiful village in England, and for good reason. The Huffington Post named it amongst the most charming towns in Europe you'll want to visit ASAP. It's known for its cottages along Arlington Row, one of the most documented rows of cottages in the country. It was originally built in 1380 as a monastic wool store and then converted to weavers' cottages in the 17th century. There is even an inn called the Swan Hotel, a pub and gift shop that we browsed. This village is absolutely breathtaking and full of dirt footpaths, romantic bridges, and tiny homes just our size. I just want to go in and have a cup of tea.
And then you just get one from this area.
Throw it in!
When we planned this portion of our trip, we didn't know how the kids would do. A lot of it consists of simply exploring, but we must note that the kids were well occupied and didn't complain once about the lack of activity or stimulation. In fact, we think it did us all some good. After the perfect afternoon in Bibury, it was now time to meet our Airbnb in Stow-on-the-Wold, the highest town in all of the Cotswolds at 790 feet above sea level. Wold means rolling hill in Old English, and Stow is derived from the Saxon word meaning religious meeting place. So Stow-on-the-Wold translates to holy place on the hill. Our Airbnb was conveniently located off the Center Market Square, which is full of antique shops, bakeries, and pubs, and the former site of a major sheep market. And little did we know that this Airbnb would far exceed our expectations. All right, so we just got to our Airbnb. This might be the coolest Airbnb I've ever stayed at.
This is a huge kitchen.
Go on in.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious? This is unreal.
Amazing. We are having dinner at the Porch House. It's the oldest inn in England, established in 947 AD. Mind blowing. It's the cutest little venue. I got a passion fruit martini. Scott got a
Cotswolds gimlet. It's gin. It's a gin-based drink. It's delicious.
nice. And we got baked goat cheese. And the kids, with their kids' meals, got hummus and crudité. Okay, so say that one more time. What did you get?
Wild mushroom and chestnut pie
Wow.
with broccoli and some sort of cauliflower mash.
I got butternut squash risotto. We went vegetarian tonight. Millie got fish and chips.
Well, again.
Again. And Oliver got
Grilled chicken looks like.
chicken skewers. That looks delicious and healthy. All right, so what did we think of dinner at the Porch House?
Leaving.
I thought it was delicious. I had a wild mushroom pie. That was scrumptious and hit the spot perfectly.
Yeah, I love my risotto.
Guess what? There's only like this small ice cream in there.
Yeah, but it was still delicious, right?
Oh yeah.
Yet another fantastic meal of fresh farm-to-table ingredients. Before heading home, we window shopped for real estate and dreamed what it would be like to live in the English countryside. Then we headed home, snuggled for a few in our robes, and rested our tired heads for the day ahead. It was our first full day in Stow-on-the-Wold, which kicked off a bit later than normal for us early risers who enjoyed a restful sleep. But first things first, grabbing coffee and breakfast around the corner at a bakery, which has become the routine of this trip. Good morning.
And we're eating lunch in the Airbnb
This is not
in
lunch.
Stow-on-the-Wold Cotswolds.
This is not lunch. This is breakfast.
Breakfast for us. We actually slept in today.
It took us 6 hours to get out of bed. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you guys to get out of bed for 2 hours.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Scott and I slept so well. I had the best sleep of my life. It was so yummy, that bed.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And here we are. We went to a local baguette shop and grabbed some baguettes and a pasty. Barber shops. That's so fun.
Does this not look like a Millie store or what?
Oh my gosh.
What do you guys think of Stow-on-the-Wold so far?
It's super cool. Super beautiful, quiet, peaceful.
Daddy went to go put Millie on his shoulders and hit her head on a B&B sign. I'm not laughing. Good news, Millie recovered and we were headed to someplace very special that, fun fact, we hear David Beckham frequents. As I mentioned before, when we travel, we like to do as the locals do, and as self-proclaimed foodies, we just had to. So we just got to a place called Daylesford Organic in Daylesford. All the YouTube vlogs said to go here because it's really cute and farmish. So we're gonna go check it out.
Booyah.
What'd you get?
Ladybug.
Oh, a ladybug. Cute.
There we go.
What's your ladybug's name?
Grace.
Grace. Grace the ladybug. literally everything, and everything is organic and fresh, and I just wish they had one by us. To her it is, Oliver. To her it's a maze. Complete the maze, Millie! Well, Daylesford was just dreamy. If you're heading to the Cotswolds, we highly recommend. Minimally, pop in for a quick takeaway snack to see the property and try their fresh fare. So we had our dinner purchased to enjoy at the Airbnb later, but first something very special that we had plotted for months. We just got to Lower Slaughter.
7 minutes from where we're staying. Beautiful drive.
Beautiful. So we are gonna go take family pictures. We are way overdue for some pictures, and we found a photographer on Facebook here, Jody Amelia, and she is going to take some pictures. So we're gonna go walk around and say cheese, and then we're gonna go back to our Airbnb after and get into our pajamas and robes and have some soup. And hopefully it doesn't rain, because it just rained a few minutes ago and it's looking a little bright. We'll see. Luckily, the rain held off until the end of our shoot, and our photos turned out beautifully. But ironically, I didn't get any good footage of Upper and Lower Slaughter, which was one of the most beautiful villages of our few days in the Cotswolds. But Jody was fabulous to work with. I'm passing along her info here and in the episode description below in case you're visiting England and looking for a professional to work with. Oh, hello! A new day in Stow-on-the-Wold. Today we were heading to see castles and Shakespeare in neighboring towns. But before heading out, a quick, you guessed it, pastry and Americano for the road. Today's day trip takes us 26 miles north of Stow in a town called Warwick. Within sits a medieval castle that came highly recommended for our two littles in tow. Originally built by William the Conqueror during 1068, it's an impressive and expansive structure that sits upon the River Avon. This castle is known for being the most family-friendly in the area, as it's now run by Merlin Entertainments, thus offering experiences with the child in mind. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, and we just got to Warwick Castle in Warwickshire, something, England. The sign said Shakespeare's County, so that's pretty cool. We're near his hometown. But yeah, so we're gonna go see a real medieval castle, and it's supposed to be pretty kid-friendly and lots of activities and things to do.
It'll be a great day for it because the weather is beautiful. We're around rolling hills and medieval castles.
Are you excited, Millie? Originally a Motte and Bailey castle, Warwick Castle was rebuilt in stone during the 12th century, and it was used as a stronghold until the early 17th century when it was given to the Greville family. Since it's become a site that many near and far visit for its medieval history and architectural features. First up of many on our to-do list, War of Roses Live. 30 years of battles through display of jousting, storytelling, sword fighting, and stunts. We found ourselves learning about England's history while cheering and booing York in the White Rose and Lancaster in the Red Rose, respectively.
True king, the rightful ruler of this great land.
My commands, cavalry charge!
Their kings and queens rule England for more than 100 years.
Next up, the Falconer's Quest, the UK's largest birds of prey show from the top of a hill. Not a bad viewing spot. Just a reminder that I'm a premier travel advisor with Fantastical Vacations, and I would love to help you with your next magical vacations. I specialize in planning everything from all-inclusives to all major cruise lines to Walt Disney World, Universal, and Adventures Abroad. Please reach out, head to my website, fantasticalvacationsbyashley.com, and send me an email at palmsandpalaces@gmail.com. So we just got to the Horrible Histories maze. So Oliver has been watching Horrible Histories on YouTube recently. It provides kind of a comical representation of historical events. What is this? Get lost in time. Time passport. All right. but we divided up and we're gonna see who wins, who gets to the end first.
We got you anyway. No, you didn't.
Crimes punishable by death. Being found upon the king's highway with a sooty face, cutting down the fruit trees, adopting a disguise. And next, for Oliver, who really found this to be his jam, The Legend of the Trebuchet, a live show and demonstration of the massive 60-foot tall catapult used to hurl projectiles and breach castle walls. And for Millie, The Princess Tower, a sweet interactive storytelling experience inside the castle with princesses, of course. And the adults' favorite part, the self-guided castle tour of the Great Hall, staterooms, and more, which retells the castle's history from the 16th century through 1978. This is my favorite room. It has some really cute statues. What did you think of Warwick Castle?
I love it.
Yeah? What was your favorite thing, Oliver?
The maze.
Ooh, the maze.
And the trebuchet.
Okay, cool. Millie, what was your favorite?
Princess.
Overall, I thought the castle was pretty cool itself, but it felt kind of theme park-ish. It didn't feel as historic to me, like going and visiting a historic place felt more kind of entertainment oriented. If I compared this to the last castle we went to, Windsor wins 10-1. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It was cute, and I'm glad we did it. And I think that if you only have limited time in this area, this should not be at the top of your list, unless you really want something that's super kid-oriented. Otherwise, go see Windsor, go see another castle that will offer a little bit more from a historical standpoint. But yeah, it was a fun day. And finally, on our way home, something Mom has had on her bucket list, Shakespeare's hometown, Stratford-Upon-Avon. Now, I actually used to be an English educator in my past life who once taught the history and works of Shakespeare. His craft is something that I have long been a fan of, and I've always wanted to visit Stratford in person. So this was a big deal to me. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time, but we made a reservation at a pub for dinner, and I was on a mission to soak in as much of this famous bard as I could. I first popped in Shakespeare's schoolhouse, the very place where William sat in the 1570s and where he wrote his first works. So cool. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the museum before closing, but the sweet ladies at the front allowed me to at least explore the gift shop and take a cheesy video outside. And then, around the corner in this charming walkable town, Shakespeare's new place, the site that was William Shakespeare's family home for 19 years, which was later demolished in 1759, but stands a beautiful tribute today. We also missed this, but it's okay. I'll be back. Plus, we were starving and we had reservations at the Dirty Duck. But first, a stop at the River Avon.
I want to name that one over there Scarlett. Timmy, that one
Johnson, Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson.
So wait.
A good workout.
This guy is attached to a chain that's taking him across the river. That's very interesting. I've never seen that before.
This
What?
is kind of rad.
Yeah, this is really nice. And to commemorate a perfect day, ice cream along the river. Join us on the next vlog in the series where we wrap up the Cotswolds, including 2 more dreamy villages, tour Oxford University, and head to York, our favorite town in North England, and an unfortunate Airbnb situation from, well, you'll just have to watch. And with that, thanks for watching. We appreciate you so much. I'll leave you here with Scott's ask that would mean so much to us.
If you're enjoying these videos,
feel free to like and subscribe to continue the fun.